I've got a secret for you. Every morning I wake up and I say to myself, something wonderful is going to happen to me today. If our thoughts have the ability to change our feelings, which has the ability to change our actions and our beliefs, then me saying something wonderful is going to happen to me today doesn't mean it's going to be something cosmic and crazy, but it keeps me looking. And the fact that I'm constantly looking for something good in my day means that I am more hyper aware of paying attention to those small things that are wonderful about my day. So if we can have that big of an impact on our actions because our thoughts are changing, that's how we are going to change how we feel about our home. So today we are going to be changing our feelings and thoughts about our home so that we can start having different actions and beliefs about the clutter that is in our home. Let's start in our entryway. I know for a fact that a lot of us feel overwhelmed in our entryway. And one of the things I noticed, it's a constant moving area, and we could clean it up 1 minute and the next minute it's completely trashed all over again, just because it's a place where we end up dropping things. And so how do we change our thoughts in order to change our feelings and actions in this space? Well, we're going to start with one of my favorite rules because it's so easy, and that is the 1 minute rule. Sometimes I like to call it the finishing the loop rule. And it's an idea that anytime you have a space that is in many aspects very cluttered, I want you to think about what is something I could take out of this space or pick up in this space in 1 minute or less before I walk out of this room. And so in our entryway, if we start thinking about finishing this 1 minute loop, we will have less clutter in this area. Now, will it be perfect? No. Is it a constant thing you have to keep doing? Yes, but it's not something that is overwhelming because we will remember that it is just 1 minute. It's just one item or one flat surface that we're going to finish the loop on. Instead of thinking about our entryway as a place that is constantly cluttered and there's no hope and there's no solution to our entryway, when we change our mindset into thinking, I just need to fix one thing at this moment and it will feel a little bit better, the pressure to keep this area clean goes down significantly. I've realized that in my kitchen, I was very stressed because putting together recipes, having meals on the table at night was something that I was not good at or comfortable in, and neither was my husband. So we were both just on the struggle bus constantly, trying to figure out what should be on the menu and if we have enough of the ingredients. How do we make this easier? This process that we all have to do. Well, I used to think it was just takeout or a free-for-all where we all just had cereal every night. We can do better than that. But a big issue we're having is that our kitchens are cluttered and they're overwhelming. We can't find what we need when we need it. And let's be honest, even if we did, there's no space to lay everything out and cook anything anyway. So frustration station, right? The thing that all changed for me in my kitchen was several years ago, finally starting to decide what was the purpose of my flat surfaces. If every flat surface has a purpose, there is no longer nights that are just filled to the brim with clutter because we know those things don't belong there. I'm partnering today with Groons because what I've realized over time with all the decluttering I've done is that it's always about less and yet more highly focused. All of us can start to feel a little bit crazy with trying to cook all the meals, take care of our kids and the dogs, and schedules that can feel even more complicated over the summer. And in the middle of that, we're trying to take care of ourselves and our own health. So if you haven't heard of Groons, they're basically just a convenient, comprehensive formula packed in basically a snack a day. This isn't a multivitamin, a gummy, or a probiotic. It's all those things put together at a fraction of the cost. And bonus points, they actually taste really great. Groons keeps their vitamins at about 100% and their minerals at 25%, which is designed to be safe and effective for all of us. They also include ingredients that support our gut health, our immunity, and our energy, so it's whole body wellness. There's been over 35,000 research publications supporting the ingredients that's in Groons. And during the summer, they also have this cherry, lemon, lime, and blue raspberry, kind of like those popsicles we all loved as kids. It's one of those easy habits that you can throw in your purse every day and can fit into your real life. And right now you can get up to 52% off with my link below. Another way of thinking about this is giving each flat surface a job it has to get done. Is this flat surface the place where I need to have my coffee? Is it the flat surface where I like to prep and cook things? Is it the flat surface where I like to take the dishes out of the dishwasher and have a place to put them before I put them away? What is the all-important job, the main job that this flat surface needs to have? If it is crowded and full of decor or things that aren't going to be helping you with that job, then those things have got to go. It doesn't matter if you like to look at them, if you think they're cute. If they're cluttering up a space that is not allowing you to fulfill the job that flat surface has, then those things are in the wrong home. So our thought before was that everything can land everywhere. And if it's a flat surface, I'm going to use it. That leads to nothing ever being put away. So our surfaces have to have rules in order for the spaces to function. So think about it with your own job. When there's a bunch of things in your way or all over your desk, and so you can't find what you really need, when you've designated where your computer should go and where all your files should go, you have a much easier time at getting everything else done in a quick and efficient manner. That's what we're going for here. Jobs instead of clutter. I used to believe that my living room was never going to be decluttered and clean because it was a place where we all had to hang out. So therefore, it was just the place that was always a hot mess. Changing that thought process was really difficult to me and my brain, especially somebody who loved some decor in my house. How do we change that thought process in our living room from this is a space that's always going to be cluttered because it has tons of stuff, it's where we all hang out, to the idea that our living room is a space of peace and a place that is easily fixer-upperable? Nope. Easily decluttered at the end of the night without a complete headache. There we go. So if you're looking around and you have a ton of pet toys or kid toys everywhere, if you have a lot of decor, which was one of my biggest problems, all around that you have put in that room because you thought it would make your house feel more warm or inviting if you had all of this stuff, I want you to start thinking about the 75% rule. The 75% rule has helped me to identify what a limit and a cap is for my living room. And the rule basically means that an area can be 75% full, but if you leave that little extra, that little 25% of any given space, a wall or a flat surface or a cabinet clear, then everything's going to be easier to put away. And it's also going to be easier for you to clean because it just has breathing room. Do you know what I mean? Breathing room. I was the worst at putting decor on every single wall in my home. And I thought that if I did that, I would feel comfortable in this space. And yet it was the complete opposite. In order to keep up with this space, with all of this decor, I had to constantly be cleaning. And if I wasn't cleaning, I was thinking about how I should have been cleaning. Keeping up with all of the throw pillows and all of the blankets and all of the kids' toys in my living room was overwhelming and something that personally I couldn't get done. And so it left me with many feelings of guilt and shame and stress. Luckily, it doesn't need to be that way when we start thinking about leaving 25% free. If you look in the storage in our living room, it's minimal, but what is in there, we need to have in our living room. And those things, being the useful things they are, need to be easily put away. So we leave space for everything to have a spot to be put back very quickly, and we know exactly where to find it the next time that we need that item. If you are getting frustrated with your decor in your space, I want you to think about, did you overfill this spot where the cleaning has become overwhelming to you? It's probably because you have exceeded your threshold and you've exceeded that 75% rule. There's too much for you to have to take care of in order to get that space back to looking reset every night. So therefore, it feels like you can't accomplish it. Decluttering and changing your thoughts in this space and looking for the usefulness of every object instead of just the aesthetics will allow you, and definitely allowed me, to realize I had so many things that were aesthetically beautiful but not useful at all to my daily life. Real quick, if you haven't joined us, then come subscribe. We're a fun little bunch. And of course, throw a heart emoji down below if you're already decluttering here with us, because everyone likes to know we're not alone. I can't stand in my bedroom right now because it is so gloomy that I feel like I'm losing my mind because I need some vitamin D from the sun, and I have not had it in a while. But in our bedrooms, we're going to change our thought process from feeling high anxiety in our bedroom to feeling stress-free. And it's a place that's easy for us to fall asleep. And it comes down to that our bedrooms are full of piles, and our bedrooms are full of, I'll deal with that later, items that we've left out. And when our eyes are bouncing from pile to pile, it's really difficult for us to go to sleep. That is scientific. So if that's the case, that visual clutter is overwhelming for our brains and doesn't allow us to go to sleep easily, then how can we change that? Well, the first thing that I would love for you to do if you are overwhelmed in your bedroom is to hush the space. And that idea really comes down to taking things off the wall, taking them off of the flat surfaces around you, anything that you do not need immediately right now. So the pictures, the mirrors, all the knickknacks that might be in our bedroom, take them out of that space, put them in a maybe later bin, and put them in a different room for right now. What is this going to do for us? When our space is immediately silenced, it gives our brain the space to make the best choice, the best decision. I have hushed many spaces in my home, but in my bedroom, I've seen huge changes in the way that I feel, interact, and am able to sleep in that room when I've hushed the space and only brought back later the things that I miss and that mattered the most to me, that I didn't mind cleaning them. And I know I'm probably a little bit on the crazy side of things when it comes to wall clutter, but in my bedroom, I only have a mirror hanging on the wall, and that's it. I don't have any other permanent decor in that space. And it came down to the fact that I have a really hard time going to sleep at night. My brain is often on 1,000 when I put my head on the pillow. Let me know if you relate to that. And I have all these tabs open that I'm thinking about all the things that I need to get done or stressing about conversations that I think went weird. But if you do that also, then seeing all of this clutter is just another thing for my brain to have to focus on and think about before I can lay my head down and really get some Z's. So in order to change that thought process that my bedroom is never clean, that it's always overwhelming, that I can't even make my bed because I have 6 pillows I have to put on there first, I want you to think about quieting that space so that your brain has an opportunity to question each of these choices that you've brought in. Because if you have a lot of clutter in your bedroom, it's most likely because you haven't questioned what you brought in there. You just did it. You just brought it in, or it is accumulated over years, right? I think that's where I came from. Years of accumulation of clutter. And the second that you start taking all of that out, you realize that you can definitely breathe a lot easier, a lot better without that visual stress. So where we have come a long way in learning about our brain, learning about how clutter affects us and our thoughts, I want you to think about adding in a few small changes into your home so that you can change how you feel in that space. And that will in turn drive how your actions are and your beliefs about your home. Because when we change the belief that our home is a space of peace, a space of comfort, and it's a space that we have control over, then we start believing that and we start taking actions to make those things happen and continue to happen year after year. So if you have enjoyed this, then I want you to watch this video right here because I know it's going to help you continue your journey of decluttering and organizing, and I wish you guys all the very best.